And on the day the previous Prime Minister delivered a public apology to survivors of residential schools years ago, the current Conservative leader, the leader of the official opposition, said he wasn't sure, quote, Canada was getting value for all this money, unquote. Money being spent to compensate survivors, and that his view was that, quote, we need to engender the values of hard work and independence and self-reliance. That's the solution in the long run. More money will not solve it, end quote. I challenge the leader of the official opposition to come to First Nations like the ones that I represent, where kids were abused, where kids died, where families are still dealing with the poisonous and destructive legacy of the residential school system. I challenge the leader of the official opposition to look people in the face and say that Canada is the victim here, that Canada is the one that didn't get its value. Shame on him.
First Nations across Canada are facing a housing crisis, a crisis that didn't just happen, but is the result of years of Conservative and Liberal underfunding of housing on reserve. The Auditor General recently revealed that First Nations in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta have been underfunded based on incorrect census information. Does the member agree that significantly more money must be invested in housing by the federal government, housing on reserve in particular, and particularly in the prairies where chronic underfunding based on wrong census data has been identified? Every time Conservatives and Liberals break promises when it comes to housing, Indigenous health, infrastructure, education, the signal that they are sending is the opposite of every child matters, that Indigenous children do not matter, that their future does not matter, certainly not the way non-Indigenous children futures matter. Racism runs deep in our country, in the practice of governments, and nowhere is that more evident in the lack of funding and the broken promises that we've seen from Liberals and Conservatives alike.